Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Again, this is a live show that I'm doing. Let me make sure I can get the chat up so people can all messages visible. Great. So this is a live show I'm doing, as you can tell, and it's on BWTM Sports rather than the BWTM online. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm not in the studio at the moment. So please go and subscribe to BWTM Online. It's www.bwtmonline.com, or just go to the YouTube channel BWTM Online. That's where you're going to find me 95% of the time. But if I'm on the road, I'll do these videos like this. Okay, so we're talking Vasily Lomachenko versus Anthony Crolla post-fight review. I said to you last night, early hours in the morning, there was no way I was going to stay up to watch this fight. It was going to be a guaranteed, certified arse whooping. That really is what it was. A guaranteed, certified arse whooping. People said, oh, well, Crolla has to get into the second half of the fight. He's bigger. I said, well, when I look at boxing, generally I look at guys' patterns when they fight. I look at how they fight. You know, can they switch it up? Can they be aggressive? Can they fight on the inside? Can they fight in the pocket? You know, can they box from the outside? Can they stay cool under pressure? Have they got a good defense? How well do they take a big punch? What's their footwork like? Ring IQ? What's their counter punching ability like? So if I see a guy who's an out-and-out brawler all the time, and like 6 fights I watch him fight, and he's an out-and-out brawler, I got a general idea. I think this guy's generally a brawler. And when you're going to tell me he's going to be a boxer and he's going to fight a far superior boxer, unless his brawling skills are to the point where his footwork is on point, like a Mike Tyson, you know, and he's significantly faster, I don't think they stand much of a chance. Unless the guy they're fighting has got inferior boxing ability. Well, then the brawler stands a chance, or the boxer decides not to use his boxing ability. Then there's a window of opportunity. Otherwise, the boxer usually beats the brawler. Again, I've given you circumstances where things might be different. In this situation with Anthony Crolla, we knew, I call it the caveman style, tuck up, left hook to the body. We know that is how Crolla fights. So, for the way Crolla was going to have to win this fight was for him to get on the inside, land the left hook to the body, and take Lomachenko into a dogfight. Now, when he was going to try and do that, considering the guy's got faster hands, better footwork, better ring IQ, and just a general better boxer full stop, Crolla was always going to be outclassed in every department. So the only department really I thought Crolla would have a chance is in the heart department, guts. Because I don't know how much guts that Lomachenko's actually got. Yeah, he got off the knockdown, which is fair enough. It was a flash knockdown, pretty more off balance than anything else. And Oscar De La Hoya got really excited about it. But, I mean, that was the only way. Crolla somehow pushed Lomachenko back to the ropes and then do damage. That's what I hoped he could do for his own sake. But you see, when you fight a guy who's got better boxing ability than you, who's got faster hands than you, who's got better footwork than you, and you haven't boxed recently, and the person you boxed against isn't really that great, or you've taken an ass whooping. You see, when you fight someone like Lomachenko, you need to be sharp all the time. You need to be super sharp. And what I saw of Crolla is exactly what I expected. Oh, yeah, you just need to get through the first half of the fight. Yeah, that only works when you're fighting guys, British, Commonwealth, European level. You can do that stuff. When you're at world level, you just can't tuck up. Particularly against a guy like Anthony Crolla. Against a guy like Vasily Lomachenko, my apologies. A person like Vasily Lomachenko, who is going to basically put you in awkward positions. When you counter, he's going to catch you. You know, when you come forward and get brave, he's going to hurt you. And what did you see Crolla do? Bounce around in one position for most of it. I just watched the highlights. I didn't watch the fight. And he got crumbled. Crolla had no business being in the ring, but that was, for me, honouring a fighter's contract. Okay, we're going to get you a world title shot, and we'll pay you X amount of money, and we'll get you to fight in America. So that's a contract honoured there. Payday, world title shot, and fought pound for pound, arguably one of the best fighters in the world. Nothing more than a cash out fight, end of career fight. That's what it was. Anybody thinking anything otherwise has got to understand the boxing industry. It's a business. And like I've said before, it's a business. Fans will say, oh, you're just a fan of boxing. It's a business. And that fight wasn't there to entertain you for Crolla fans. That fight was for... that was a marketplace fight. What I mean by a marketplace fight, that was a fight where Lomachenko had an international audience that was American, Ukrainian. It was around the world, but he had a British market. He had that key British market. Crolla was his bridge to the UK. Everyone now knows in the UK, if they didn't already know who Lomachenko was, the Crolla fight, as an English fan or as a British fan, would have known after seeing Crolla get dismantled Lomachenko. So now, lightweight division, well, you know, you could set up a fight against other guys in the division. Lightweight division. Then you've got guys like Luke Campbell, a potential fight in the future of Luke Campbell. Who knows? I don't know. But, you know, Lomachenko's got that UK market to come in to the UK, and then Sky will build it as daring to be great, and Lomachenko basically whoops ass, certified ass whooping. Ain't nobody in the UK that I know of that's going to beat Lomachenko. This guy's got the type of skill. Now, mark my words, the type of skill, the type of guy that's going to beat Lomachenko is a guy that is able to come forward, move his head, cut off the corners of the ring, get him to the ropes, and work on the inside. Able to throw uppercuts through the middle, and able to stick with Lomachenko. Don't allow him leverage to get those shots off, and punish him to the body, and work upstairs. Vicious. The type of style that would beat a Lomachenko is a Mike Tyson type style. Type of guys bobbing and weaving, not allowing him to settle, get inside and do your work. Brutal. That's the only way you beat a Lomachenko style. Only way you beat a Lomachenko style. You've got to be able to get inside and be vicious on the inside and be able to punch with power. You know, you have to be a puncher. You have to get the respect of a guy like that. You have to put the fear of God in a man in like that. You're not going to do it by being a powder puff puncher and from the outside and using the jab. That's just not going to happen. Not with that style. That's one style. You're not going to do that. You know, like when I spoke about how to beat Golovkin, you've got to push Golovkin onto the back foot. Get these guys onto the back foot. Do your work, get away. Get in, push him back, take the punching power away. Golovkin's one of these guys who comes forward and has to, you know, get his footing to land them big shots. If you let him get his footing and land big shots, you're in trouble. But if you can always keep Golovkin on the angle, like Canelo, you've got to keep these guys on the angles. You've got to keep them moving. That's why Danny Jacobs stands a good chance against Canelo. But I don't know whether Jacobs is in the peak of his career or is declining. Recent fights of Jacobs haven't really impressed me that much. But coming back to Lomachenko, if you're going to be fighting guys like Crolla, that does not certify as pound for pound number one in the world. Next person up for an arse whooping is Amir Khan. Again, the question I ask Khan fans, in all Khan's knockouts, and all the times Khan's been knocked out or dropped, is there anything in those knockouts, or those punches that were landed, that Terence Crawford can't do, and he can't do faster? Terence Crawford is by far the best boxer that Khan has fought. That's a similar size to him. I don't see the Barrera fight. Doesn't count the Barrera fight. And I actually fight the Canelo fights. I think Crawford's more skillful than Canelo. Canelo had size. I'm not saying Canelo's not a class boxer. I just think that Crawford's another level. Southpaw orthodox. So Khan's the next one to a certified arse whooping. So certified arse whooping coming next week for Amir Khan. And I would not be surprised if he gets knocked out the same way he always does. Vulnerable to the left hook. Doesn't know when to punch. And when he does punch, can get caught inside of exchange. The Khan versus Crawford fight could end very early as well. I said the Crolla fight would end early. And I can see the same thing with Khan. Khan, the people are getting so excited. Crawford far the better boxer, far the better foot speed, hand speed, better ring IQ. So I can see Khan getting stopped anything inside the first 4 to 5 rounds, honestly. Yeah, he's got hand speed, but he ain't got no IQ. So that means he'll throw punches without thinking. And then when he gets caught with a good shot, he's going to call Crawford on, and Crawford will put a beating on him. So, if he isn't already been dropped. So, congratulations to Vasily Lomachenko. Anthony Crolla, take your money, go home, and please don't be in a ring again. The next guy that could happen to, who's still floating around, is Ricky Burns. He's another one of these guys that need to be, moved on. And the way you move guys on like that is to stick them in these world title fights against guys who will annihilate them. And that's it. So Burns is another one of them guys that just look at the stable that they've got. And these older fighters that really have not been world champions, or just older fighters. Watch how they are carted off to America to get the arse whooped. There was a time before where there's the cart fighters off to America to get the arse whooped. Remember when what's his name? One of these, the guy from Essex, an Essex fighter, was doing okay, and he took him over to America to get a certified arse whooping with one hand. Yeah, daring to be great. These daring to be great fights are basically guys who stand absolutely no chance. But British fight fans stay up to ungodly hours of the morning to watch their hero, their guy they've watched fight in Manchester or London, getting a certified arse whooping. And that's what it was. I'm glad Crolla's got out safe and well. Onward and please upward. Lee Purdy, that's the one. That's the one, Lee Purdy. He had no business being in the ring against Devil Alexander. Got an arse whooping off of one hand. Because obviously Devil Alexander injured his hand. Arse whooping. I don't know. You see, I remember once hearing that promoters calling boxing fans mugs. Yeah, you are mugs. After you, because you fall for the okie doke all the time. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's doing the weight well. Best training camp of his career. They're cliches. When they tell you he's bigger and he's stronger, I'm actually saying he's a better boxer. Does bigger and stronger make you better? Or does it make you or does that mean that there's more of you to hit? If you're bigger and you're stronger and you're more effective with it. So if you hear a commentator and you have a corner of commentator and that commentator says to you, he's bigger and he's stronger, I say, all right, let me ask you a question. If he's bigger and he's stronger, is he effective with it? Does his weight and his height and his strength give him an actual realistic chance of winning? Well, let me ask you a better question. Would you put your house on Anthony Crolla beating Lomachenko? No. Well, there are these commentators. You've got to ask them the question. Yes, how we doing? Yes, Dara, how you doing, brother? Good morning. You ask these commentators, would you put your house on the line? Good morning, Ruben. Would you put your house on the line for Crolla to beat Lomachenko, and you'd hear a different type of commentary. But the fact, stayed up to watch Crolla at Lomachenko and was level above, but many total mismatches. What? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I've got no idea why that happened. Let me try and fix some things here, because I don't know what's going on with my camera or anything. There we go. Right. So we're back, I think. Yeah, we're back. I don't know what happened there. It was my phone. I don't know what happened. But I'm back now. That's the thing, the beauty of phones. Doing live streams. So, yeah. Crolla was guaranteed a certified arse whooping. That's what people are saying in the room. Should have stopped the fight in the third, was getting beat up. Not one level above, but many. I just saw my brother on World Breaker Fighting saying Lomachenko versus some dude. Well, that's literally what it was. But you see, so Lomachenko has now walked himself into the British market. That's all that happened. That's all that's happened. And the faster fight fans can understand what is going on, the less they're going to be invested. That's the way I look at it. For me, absolute crud. Yeah, Loma wants Luke Campbell next, but you can see why that is, though. You can see why that is. But I didn't even saying rotate device. I don't know why I keep saying rotate device. Why I keep saying rotate device, stupid thing. Loma broke his hand in the last round. I don't know why this is still doing this. Can you just let me know you can still hear me? There we go. But I said it. That is the way. That's business. Somebody yesterday came on and said, "Oh, just a YouTuber fan." It's not like that. It's business. Boxing's a business, right? And it makes sense. You fight Crolla in America, right? And not in Manchester. You do it in America. That's where the money is. And you've got a guy who's from that neck of the woods. You beat him up, gets you into the British market, and then you fight somebody who's younger, more active, fresher, got some Olympic experience, don't do bad as a pro, and you get Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell. That's how it happens. That's how you build the fight up. And if Luke Campbell can somehow secure a world title from somebody, then you've got a unification back between Lomachenko and Luke Campbell. That's how that fight happens. So Luke Campbell gets a world title shot in the hope that if he wins the world title, he gets a unification part against Crolla. Against Lomachenko. I wouldn't be surprised if they're freaking trying to get Ricky Burns. To get Ricky Burns to fight Lomachenko. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't like watch Matchroom like that way and watch who they've got in their stable. I really don't. But anyway, just look across the stable, look across the fighters, and think who's older, whose contract looks like it's getting run down, and then those fighters have to be honoured world title fights. Stick them in against world title fights, against opposition that they have got no chance against. That's how it works. And then they get cut. Then the promoter gets a cut from it. Because Loma clean up the UK, typical Eddie cannon fodder. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is, Ruben. Cannon fodder. That is what it is. We better hope that Mikey Garcia can make the weight and fight Lomachenko. Yeah, but do you really want that? Now, Mikey Garcia did the right thing in a sense. He did the Errol Spence thing. He said, well, look, I'm going to get my ass whooped by Errol Spence. If I get my ass whooped by Errol Spence, it don't make a difference. I dared to be great, and I wasn't scared to fight Lomachenko. Which is a worse whooping? Getting your ass whooped by Lomachenko, getting your ass whooped by Errol Spence, getting your ass whooped by Lomachenko. Because you're a little, the size different. The size is similar. You understand? The ass whooping. It's like the ass whooping from Canelo versus an ass whooping from Kell Brook. If I get an ass whooping from Canelo, then yeah, people think Canelo's a pound for pound great. Yeah, it's a pound for pound great I got whooped with, and I was doing well in the fight, and then I got clipped. So you're always going to get clipped because you got no boxing IQ. Okay, so now you say, well, I'm going to fight Crawford now. But you're going to fight a better fighter than anybody you fought in your career, and you're somehow going to pull off a win, and you're going to be mistake free, and you're not going to get clipped in the jaw, and you're not going to get hit in the chin. Like, these things are fantasy. These things are fantasy. You know, I think you just got to keep it as real as possible, and be honest to yourself and say, look, this is what Khan can do. He's got fast hands. He does put in brief moments, and they're less brief now than they were before. In brief moments, he can put together a world-class combination. But for all of that, the footwork is terrible. The defense is shocking, and when he lets his punches go, he doesn't think about. The best way to describe Amir Khan when he throws punches is like a person with diarrhea. This shit, it just comes out. There's no thinking about when it comes out. And if Khan decides to think about what he's doing, he'll get knocked out faster. So his best bet, I swear, Khan's best bet is to come out like Marvin, like Thomas Hearns, and just throw the kitchen sink at Crawford. He ain't a better boxer, right? I don't believe he's a better puncher. I don't believe he's got a better footwork. I don't think he's got a better boxing ability. I don't think he's got a better boxing IQ. I don't think he's got a better chin. So this is another situation where daring to be great, you're going to get an arse whooping, and you could get really bad. You could probably get really badly hurt, because the difference between getting knocked out with one shot against Canelo and getting absolutely hammered by Crawford is punch precision, combination punching, fast hands, fight from southpaw to orthodox, and then the dumb things you do, like when you're on the ropes and you call a fighter on when you're hurt. If you do that to someone like Crawford, and I've known Crawford before he would turn pro, I mean, before he became a world champion, and you can hear the interviews I did with him, he's a vicious type of guy. He's the type of guy that he's got you're on the ropes and he'll put 4 or 5 punches on you and he won't think twice about it. So if Khan dares that crap where he'll call Crawford on, he will get a hammering on them ropes. I'm telling you, and he can't fight on the inside as well. So if Crawford could beat Khan southpaw, it could beat him orthodox. He can beat him from the inside, it can beat him from the outside. And Khan is vulnerable to the left hook. Look at the times he's been knocked out. He makes the same damn mistakes. And even his last fight, he got dropped. So how people can think against Samuel Vargas, how people can think he can move from a Samuel Vargas fight, and Samuel Vargas has not got the hand speed of a Crawford. He's not got the footwork of a Crawford. He don't punch as hard as a Crawford. He's not got the ring IQ of a Crawford. How the hell are you going to go from getting dropped by Samuel Vargas? I don't care how damn motivated you are. You're getting your ass whooped, and that's it. I don't know crap from you. I don't even sit down and listen to an hour to listen to you talk shit about how you're going to do this, and how you're going to do that, and how you're going to do this. You ain't going to do shit. You're getting knocked out. That's it. And this has got to be brutal, and it sounds brutal, and it's not because I don't like Amir Khan. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he's an amazing fighter since he gives you entertainment. It's not that. My problem is when you're not being honest to the fans. You're not being honest to the fans. That's my problem. It doesn't matter who he fights around his weight at this point. I think it does. I think it's not who he fights. It's not who he fights. It's the style he fights. You need to look in the weight category and say, okay, is there anybody in the weight category who's got a Tyson-esque, Mike Tyson-esque style? Like I said, the style you'd fight to beat a guy like Vasily Lomachenko is a Mike Tyson type style. What is that style? High activity, head work, combination punching, moving the head, not allowing someone like Lomachenko to set his feet, sticking him against the ropes and put him in a phone booth. That's the type of guys that would... Someone like Roberto Duran might give Lomachenko... Then again, yeah, you want a guy that's got hands of stone, a guy that can punch, and a guy that can move the head and can get on the inside. And when they get inside, vicious. Then the type of guys that are going to give Lomachenko and rip Lomachenko to shreds. Them are the type of guys that are going to beat Lomachenko. But they're few and far between. There's not a lot of very good inside fighters that are around today, which makes Lomachenko a standout. Lomachenko, maybe 20 years ago, I don't think he'd be that standout fighter. I think he'd be a very good fighter, but I don't think he'd be a standout fighter because the guys there, trainers and mentors, you had good trainers then, very good trainers who had a lineage of trainers that had come before them. Now anybody can pick up a pair of pads and say they're a trainer. But 20, 30 years ago, you had guys that could fight on the inside, could fight on the outside. You know, guys, inside fighting it's a lost art in this world. In this world of boxing, inside fighting is a lost art. That's why people like Andre Ward weren't really appreciated. But that's why Andre Ward was able to take Kovalev apart, because he could fight on the inside. I'm telling you, Usyk, Lomachenko, the Klitschko's, all them guys, they all fight the same way. If you watch them carefully, from the outside and pinging you with shots, outside and putting combinations together. But when you get up inside and close to them, Lennox Lewis was another example. Lennox Lewis could get on the inside and rip uppercuts inside. And Lennox Lewis or Riddick Bowe, that sort of style, a guy who's got a very good jab, that can use the jab space, take a good shot, punch hard himself, get on the inside, rip uppercuts. They're the type of guys that are going to always come up. They're going to always struggle against... Yeah, I know you mentioned they're masters of defense. Well, and distance. They're masters because the guys who they're fighting have got poor defense or poor work rate or poor footwork. That's where they're masters.